Hello all and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. Today I'm doing a reading on what is especially attractive about you currently in the moment that you're watching this reading. What about you is the most attractive? What do people find the most attractive about you in this moment? Because I kind of feel like, we do change a lot through our life. We could even, channel very different energies in the same year, in the same month. We can be very different energies. So I wanted to look at what is the current state and how your attractiveness is perceived in the current state. So this will apply for whenever you come across this reading. Now, if you don't feel like the messages resonate, this reading might just not be for you. So just move on from this reading. Don't just take what resonates and leave the rest. So we've got 5 piles as always for this reading. I got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. If you want to pause the video and meditate over the cards for a little bit longer, this is your cue. But I'm going to get started with pile number 1. So pile number 1, let's see what is especially attractive about you currently. So let's get started. We've got stars. You can manifest your every wish. We've also got connect with Gaia. And then these are kind of like the energies that you're representing right now as well. So we've got flamingo, embrace the in-between. And father, light attribute, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. I'm also noticing how these people are stargazing as well, just like in this card. There's stargazing energy in 2 cards here. And I'm going to take out the tarot cards as well so I can talk about them. I kind of like having all the cards on display in one go. So let's see. We've got the Hierophant, the Tower. Wow, there's a lot of like change, transformation energy here. We've got the 9 of Pentacles and we've got the 8 of Cups in reverse. Cool. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull these down a little bit. Hopefully, yeah, they can be seen in the camera. Okay, so let's get started first with the energy that I'm getting here is of massive manifestation. You are illuminating this energy of someone who creates magic out of thin air. But you're also the kind of archetypes, if I had to, I know this is an archetype card, but I'm kind of getting 2 energies to you. You're somebody who's making your dreams come true right now. You're somebody who's making things happen for yourself. Like no dream is like every dream that you have is within your reach right now, or seemingly so. You're giving this impression of somebody who can achieve their dreams, no matter how lofty or, unbelievable they are, because at the same time as having lofty dreams and having real belief in yourself, you're also very grounded. So that is very attractive to a lot of people, and I feel like not just in a way that is like romantic, but also a lot of your friends or people that are watching you, there's something inspirational about you. Because when I think of like father or a parental figure in general, I think of somebody who, in the traditional sense, I'm aware that not every father inspires their child, but I do think about someone like a parent is someone who inspires the child. A parent is meant to be like an example to other people or to their children. So there's something about you. A lot of people are taking you as an example for themselves, that they can achieve the type of dreams that they're dreaming about because you're able to achieve your dreams. So there's a bit of a mentor energy coming off you right now, pile number 1. I see that a lot of people see you as an example, see you as inspiration currently. It's like you're doing seemingly difficult things, but you're making them look easy. And the transformation that you're creating in your life is very apparent. Like I feel like a lot of you might not even realize how transformative you are right now and how much you're achieving right now. I feel like a lot of people watching you or looking at you and looking at your progress are really recognizing how much you're getting done and how far you're going. There's something about you, like a lot of people are admiring you right now, pile number 1. Like this doesn't even feel to me, like I'm not potentially there's people that have crushes on you. Potentially there are people that are romantically interested in you, but this goes beyond that. I feel like you're inspiring a lot of people right now. It's almost like the attractive energy that you have doesn't just stop at someone being attracted to you on a romantic or, an intimate level. The attraction that you are presenting right now is also about, like, I'm quite literally getting attraction, like you're attracting things into your life. It's not just about attracting like a romantic partner. It's not just about attracting people that give you romantic energy. It's about attracting blessings. Like, you're attractive because you're attracting a lot of optimism and a lot of positive energies to yourself right now. I'm also seeing a lot of people are seeing you as very, very independent right now. So the independence that you're exuding and there's kind of like an assuredness that you have, assuredness in yourself that a lot of people are admiring right now. Like, I'm even see the way in this card, the way that she's looking at her, it kind of seems like there's a lot of respect and admiration. The way she's looking at her, it's kind of like she's kind of mesmerized. It kind of looks like this girl is telling a story and this girl is really mesmerized by her story, by what she has to say. So I feel a lot of people around you, some of you could actually be mentors, teachers, some of you could be parents. Maybe you need to hear that, like, your parenting is, you're a really good parent. Like, some of you maybe need to hear that. Some of you are single parents and you need to hear that you're doing an amazing job. And I see that a lot of people are even like, there's something about people finding it really attractive, what a good parent you are and how nurturing you are. But more than nurturing, it feels like you're a mentor, you're a teacher. You're able to relay difficult or complicated concepts in a seemingly simple manner. A lot of the changes that you have faced up to this point, a lot of transformations that you have faced up to this point have really made you unique. There's a uniqueness to you, because when I think of flamingos, I think about how they're born into this world as white birds. They're white. So they're kind of born as a blank slate. And it's by eating the food and the bacteria in the food that they eat that turns them into pink, unique birds that you don't really see occurring naturally in nature like that. So it's kind of like, something about this is, what's attractive about you is, a lot of the time what people find attractive about you currently is the fact that you've been through so many difficult things and yet you emerged as this beautiful entity. Like, no matter how difficult your life gets, you always emerge as this beautiful flamingo. Because you're at the very core, you are a very grounded person. You are very, like, transformations to you are almost not scary anymore. They're exciting because it's a chance to become more abundant, become more knowledgeable. I feel like a lot of people are finding your knowledge really attractive right now as well. I feel like something about you having a lot of knowledge, or the way that you relate, especially the way you relay knowledge, is really attractive. So maybe you're a teacher and you teach about a concept or a subject that's very difficult, but you're able to relay it in such a simple manner or in such a fun way. Like, I feel like a lot of you could be teachers that are teachers or someone who relays information that is difficult to understand in a really simple way. Like, you're a teacher who can relay difficult concepts in really fun and engaging ways. Something very engaging about you currently, pile number one, that a lot of people are finding super, super attractive about you as well. But the independence that you are leading your life with, even if you're in a partnership, even if you are connected to somebody right now, there's something very independent about you that people are still finding attractive, even if you are connected to somebody. I might even rename this video to what's magnetic about you right now, because I feel like this is not really about what's attractive about you. It's about how you're engaging people right now. I don't know if I'll rename this, but this is almost not about why do people find you attractive, like on this kind of like 3D level? You have a really magnetic aura right now. You have an aura of somebody who is a mentor, someone who knows a lot, somebody who's very knowledgeable in a very engaging kind of way, and somebody who can relay very difficult concepts effectively. You're standing out as some sort of expert right now, pile number one. An expert on some sort of subject, an expert in a way of living and a way of life, and that is very attractive. There's something very attractive about the way that you can engage people. There's an intellectual energy to you, but it's not an intellectual energy that is like it's not an air type of intellectuality. When you think about air signs like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and of course they're very knowledgeable and they're very intellectual, it's more so about the engagement, how you can get people to engage in conversation in a really easygoing manner. Maybe you're able to talk about things like politics or talk about things that are sensitive, usually sensitive conversations, but you're able to engage people in a really kind of like an honest and respectful discussion. You almost have this aura of a natural teacher, whether you are a teacher or not. You have an aura of a natural teacher, of a natural conversationalist, and you bring people, you elevate people's understanding, you elevate people's knowledge, but at the same time you keep the conversation very grounded. Because I can't help but feel how all these cards have this like looking at the stars. Maybe you're really good at discussing things like astrology, spirituality, all these more difficult concepts for us to grasp, concepts that maybe many people don't even believe in. So you're able to discuss these like really really lofty concepts, but do it in a really engaging, earthy, grounded way, maybe even bringing in humor from time to time. And people love to engage with that, because I can't help but see all this grounding energy, because I feel like Taurus, Hierophant, to me, it's Taurus and it's very grounded energy. And I feel like this is like a grounding meditation energy to me. And then we've got this connect to Gaia, where there's a grounding energy, like the way she's standing on the ground and all these electric kind of roots are coming down to the ground. But at the same time, there's cards of like stars and looking into the sky. There's something very empathetic and very warm about you, but at the same time, you're very intellectual. You're not intellectual in this cold way, because I don't know, there's cold intellectuality and then there's warm intellectuality. And it's like, or warm intellect or cold intellect. And it's like, I can't explain it. That's just how it feels to me. There are people that are intellectual in a very cold way, and like there's no wrong or right. There's no wrong or right way of being intellectual, right? But you have a warm intellectual energy to you. You're intellectual in a more kind of like humorous way. You're intellectual in a more personable way. And I think that's something that's very attractive about you. And in fact, you welcome humor into your discussions. And a lot of people really find that engaging and fun. And yeah, that's what I'm getting with you. Now, I will say there's Taurus energy represented here. There's also Mars energy represented with the Tower, which is Aries and Scorpio. So that's also energies that I'm picking up. And when I think about Taurus, I think about a really grounded, stable energy. Even though it's kind of like you're able to discuss spirituality or astrology or meditation, you're able to talk about these concepts in a very accessible way, and that's what's so attractive about you right now. And maybe even sometimes you're able to talk about your own traumas or traumatic experiences in a way that really gives people insight more than makes people feel like they need to maybe you use humor to deflate a lot of your traumatic experiences, or like maybe you cope You cope with humor, but that's in a way that's really attractive. A lot of people are finding that really attractive about you right now. Your humor, your grounding energy, your intellect, your knowledge, your ability to relay information, those are the things that are most attractive about you currently as we speak. So that's the reading that I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback. I'd love to hear about it. So I'm going to move on. And we're going to move on to pile number 2. So we've got pile number 2. Let's see what is especially attractive about you currently as you're watching this reading. What is especially attractive about you in this moment? Okay, so we've got Phoenix. How is that for happily ever after? We've got Sun and Stars. We've got a rescuer, provides strength and support to others in a crisis, acts out of love with no expectation for reward. And we've also got cow spirit, the miracles are endless. And I'm going to pull out the tarot cards as well. I kind of realized I like having all the cards in front of me as I'm reading. So we've got the star and we've got the sun and the stars. So some of you could be astrologers. I don't know if that's something that's resonating, or you could really be into astrology, studying astrology quite intensely. That is just something that's coming through. We've also got the Emperor in reverse. We've got the Chariot in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse. We've also got the Knight of Cups in reverse and the 10 of Wands. Let me see. There's alchemy that I'm picking up on here. A lot of fire energy with the Phoenix and the King of Wands and the Emperor. I'm getting a lot of fire energy, Mars energy. You are very dynamic right now. You are really, really dynamic right now. You might be in a really good place for, you are somebody who is inciting a lot of change right now, whether it's in your community, whether it's within yourself, within your inner circle. A lot of people are perceiving you as somebody who incites change. A lot of people are seeing you as someone who heals through change, and there's almost like a revolutionary, shift in you. Like you're able to shift people's energy, or energy of a place, or energy of a space with your own energy. There's something very magical about you right now. And a lot of people are recognizing that. A lot of you could be like tarot readers. You could have some serious psychic skills and abilities. A lot of you could have some really, maybe you're just finding your spiritual gifts and abilities right now, or maybe you're developing them very rapidly right now. And I think a lot of people are noticing it. Maybe you're helping a lot of people with your spiritual gifts or abilities. There's something very mystical about you currently, and that is really attracting people to you. I really feel like you have this alchemy energy to you right now. So you could have a lot on your plate right now, but you are making the best of it. And that's kind of the general feeling that I'm getting from you. You're making good choices in a bad situation. You're making healthy choices in a bad situation. Maybe even if you're not making the healthiest of choices, you're often able to change a bad situation to serve you. Or at least that's the way that people perceive it. You do feel very magical to me right now. Like your energy is very magical right now. There's almost like a sacred energy around you. Like people feel like you are. People can sense your connection to like spirituality, or your connection to if you have your own spirit guides, your own ancestors that you like to connect with, like like obviously you do have spirit guides and you do have ancestors, but if you're doing any work with your spirit guides or your ancestors right now, even to people that are not informed on spirituality or are not into spiritual practices, can kind of get that energy that you're protected. You seem like you're really protected right now, and it's kind of like, yes, you're very attractive to people right now, but you also kind of, don't be surprised. Some of you, I feel like maybe you are noticing that you are scaring a lot of people off, or a lot of people are like dropping from your life, or like maybe you've lost a lot of friends recently, or maybe even, you know, partners, like romantic partners seem to be dropping off. And in reality, the reason that this is happening is because I think your ancestors and your spirit guides are getting rid of people who do not serve you. And it's like a lot of your troubles are actually your blessings right now. And maybe you're realizing that yourself, but I think you're getting a lot of blessings that are blessings in disguise right now. That is something that is kind of like following you around. A lot of things that might seem like unlucky circumstances or painful experiences are actually meant to help you right now. You know, if you lost some friends, if you had to cut off a friend or cut off a partner, there's a reason for that. I feel like your spirit guides are doing that to make space for blessings. Maybe there are people that were blocking you, that, you know, your spirit guides are like, here's a blessing. This is a blessing in disguise. You know, you had to lose this friend, you had to lose this partner, but it's because a better thing is coming. And I'm also hearing like your spirit guides and your ancestors really want to make sure that the only people that are in your life are people that can handle the intense energy. And intense not in a bad way, but like this, you have gravitas to you right now. That's the word that just came into my mind that I literally never use. So you have some sort of gravitas to you that people see you as. Potentially you're a little bit intimidating, but you're not intimidating in that kind of death stare kind of way. You're intimidating because you're alchemizing a lot of things in your life right now. I'm seeing that authority figures can be intimidated by you right now as well. There's something attractive about you because you make authority figures nervous, or you make, like, if you have a boss in your job, or maybe like a teacher in school or a professor in school that maybe picks on you and you don't take their shit, that's really attractive right now. And it's kind of like giving a lot of people this understanding and realization that we, you know, just because someone's authority does not mean that they're always right. Maybe you're like, Aquarius is definitely coming through here. So if you're an Aquarius or have a lot of Aquarian energy, that is definitely something that I'm picking up on. Like, you're showing people that maybe you're literally just talking about the government, or, you know, maybe you're someone who talks about how, like, you know, whatever the government says is not exactly, you know, they're not always honest with us, you know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, it depends on what your situation is, like where you live and stuff like that. Like, it's I'm not trying to say that you're like this rebel without a cause or something like that. That's not what I'm getting. But I just feel like, mostly, I feel like for most of you, this is kind of like on a personal level, where maybe you are dealing with a boss or a teacher or somebody in a space where you work, or where you're everyday kind of situation, where you're maybe standing up to a bully of some sort who is in a position of authority, but you're recognizing that just because they're in a position of authority does not mean that their word is law, that, you know, people in authority positions can be wrong. And I think a lot of people are finding that really attractive about you. But I do see that you're alchemizing your space, you're alchemizing a lot of your personal situations right now. So if you're losing friends right now, if you're like with the acts out of love with no expectation for reward. I feel like you have been there for people, you have been there for friends without any expectation of salvation in return, without an expectation on your friends, and you've been let down by a lot of people or betrayed by a lot of people, but you've been able to turn that into a winning situation for yourself. You've been able to turn that into a positive rather than a negative. You allowed that to make you stronger rather than defeated. So a lot of your inner circle or people around you are really noticing that, and there's an admiration. Or even people that are not in your inner circle are realizing that, like, damn, like, no matter how many people betray this person, no matter how many people let this person down, they just never give up. They always have hope for something better. They always have hope for a better tomorrow. And there's an admiration and an attraction around that you're able to move forward no matter how many people screw you over, basically. So don't be surprised if you're losing friends right now. I think your ancestors and your spirit guides are working really hard on getting rid of energies that do not serve you, getting rid of people that do not serve you. Yeah. And like there is an alchemy kind of energy, but at the same time with the cow spirit, I feel like it's important to ground yourself right now, because you are in a state of a lot of changes. You're in a state of a lot of transformations. Make sure that you are grounding yourself. Don't let it get too, like, don't live in your head. Come down to earth sometimes, because I am seeing here, it's kind of like, you're doing really well and you're alchemizing really well, but you're kind of in an intense spot right now. And this intensity in a way is very attractive to a lot of people, but you have to keep in mind as well that at the end of the day, you're not here to attract people. You're here to serve your own purpose as well. So make sure that you step into the present moment. Maybe you think about a lot of grander ideas and schemes, and you have a lot of ideas that you want to actualize, which is really great. And I think a lot of people really love that about you, because you kind of have you have a hope for a better tomorrow. You have a hope for a better future for everyone. And again, this humanitarian kind of Aquarius energy is coming through. Like, you're really wanting to see improvement in life in general for everyone, not just for yourself. But sometimes you need to kind of come back to earth and just worry about yourself more. Maybe you're worrying too much about other people. Like, you can't save other people. That's something that your spirit guides are coming in with. Like, you can't save other people, or you can't fix other people without them wanting to do the work and without them wanting to alchemize their own experiences. But what's attractive about you right now, I would say this whole Aquarian energy. I feel the humanitarian, how ready you are to help other people, how how concerned you can be for other people and for humanity in general. What's attractive about you is how you're able to alchemize difficult situations into situations that serve you, and how you're able to stand up to unfair energies, bullies, unfair authority figures. But also, I feel like maybe for some of you, if you're in like an astrologer, or you are someone who's really into spirituality, your knowledge of those concepts is really attractive as well. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 2. So really interesting reading, really intense. I definitely feel like there's a little bit of intensity around you right now, pile number 2. If you like this reading, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback. I'd love to hear some feedback. But I'm going to move on to pile number 3. So pile number 3, what is going on? What is especially attractive about you right now? What is especially magnetic about you right now? So let's get into it. So first of all, we've got library, take control of your own narrative. We've got affirmations for growth. And we've also got beaver spirit. We've got victim and judge. So victim is prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And we've got balancing justice and compassion, managing fair distribution of power. I'm getting really earthy vibes with you. So maybe right now, maybe the kind of vibe that you're going for, even physically, like if it's just about your attractiveness in terms of your physical state, I feel like you're looking very earthy. There's something very attractive about, like, you're looking really natural lately. And I'm not saying that like natural is the right way, or like, this is just your vibe right now. There's something about you that looks very earthy, like you're connected to earth, like you're connected to a natural state. You seem really natural in your own skin as well. That's something that's coming through here as well. Maybe some of you have gone a little bit more natural. Again, nothing wrong with being more unnatural or doing like, if anything, I love wearing loads of makeup. I love wearing loads of makeup. I love like watching videos of people putting on loads of makeup, and there's nothing wrong with being unnatural, but just the state that you are in right now, there's a more natural vibe to you, and that's something that's really attractive. There's a more earthy vibe to you right now, and that's something that's super attractive to a lot of people around you right now. You seem to have this connection to earth. You seem to have this connection to natural. Maybe you're using a lot of like natural remedies, or maybe you're using a lot of natural products. I feel like maybe your skin and your hair, especially because I associate your skin and your hair with this like kind of earthy vibe. So I feel like maybe your skin and your hair is glowing right now. Maybe some of you even grew your hair out quite long and it looks really nice, and a lot of people are really it's a really attractive feature on you right now. But whatever it is, you're just looking like you are in your element, and there's something very earthy about you. Maybe some of you are actually earth risings, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn risings, or you have like, I'm getting some of you could have Venus in your first house. Like there's something very beautiful about you, naturally beautiful about you, even on this physical level, which is you're glowing. Like you're glowing. Your skin might be really glowy, and your hair might be really shiny. There's something about you, like you're glowing almost from inside out, and a lot of people are really attracted to that right now. But there's a lot of earthy energy here. So let's look at your tarot cards as well. We've got the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords in reverse. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Empress, and we've got the Knight of Swords. Definitely very earthy energy with the Empress. But in general, like the Empress to me is also like really beautiful. I think you are really glowing from inside out. Your physical appearance is really, really attractive to a lot of people right now. You seem very in control of your own life right now. That is one thing that I'm picking up here. You seem like you're really there's something about you, like you have worked hard for what you have right now, the abundance that you have right now, and you're generous with it as well. There's a generosity around this pile for some reason. Like you're with the equal distribution of power, there's something about like the resources that you have worked up for yourself. You're not someone who's sitting over those resources now and goes mine, like this is mine, I worked for this. You're like dishing it out, like you're giving your resources to people. You're really your generosity is really attractive right now. But the whole like take control of your own narrative, like you maybe recently you decided to start some sort of venture. You decided to like go after something like a dream of yours that you were very invested in terms of like you were actually emotionally invested in something. So maybe a career path that you were invested emotionally in, maybe moving to a country that you were emotionally invested in. You took some charge to give yourself some sort of emotional fulfillment, and a lot of people are seeing it pay off. You refuse to continue being a victim of your circumstances or something like that. Maybe you felt like a victim in your last job, or maybe you felt very controlled by something. Maybe you lived in a place where felt like you were controlled by that place. Maybe you were in a job where you felt that you were constantly controlled by that job. You broke out of some sort of system, or you broke out of some sort of place of place that you lived, or you broke out of some sort of job, and you were able to move on and create a life for yourself that is authentic to you. The authenticity really is shining, and you're so authentic and inviting. It's kind of like I'm kind of getting like, for some reason I'm getting a cold heart, like an icy heart, and I see it like melting and turning into a heart that's beating. So maybe in the past people would have seen you as someone who's a little bit colder, somebody who's a little bit more judgmental, and it's almost like people that used to see you that way are starting to see how nurturing and inviting you are, because you got out of an environment that maybe made you more judgmental and colder. I'm also seeing that some people, there's something about people wanting to contact you. Like I feel like a lot of people from your past are starting to see that this could even be like old coworkers that are all of a sudden are recognizing that the reason that you were cold with them was because they were cold, that you were just a reflection of who they were. Maybe old friends or old people that you lost touch with are all of a sudden really, I'm feeling like some people have to stop themselves from contacting you. Some people are literally like on their phones, like waiting to send you a message and be like, hey, I've been thinking about you. You seem really happy. Also, angel number 222 is coming through if you want to look that up. But I'm seeing a lot of people wanting to message you, wanting to contact you, because maybe on your social media, you're looking really happy. You're looking really in your element. Like the best way I can explain is in your element. You are radiating Venus energy. You're radiating energy of someone who feels comfortable in their own skin, feels attractive, feels happy. There's a sensual energy to you as well. So maybe a lot of people are just really are attracted to that side of you. But there's something about you that a lot of people are seeing a different side to you that they haven't seen before. And a lot of people are struggling, not like almost like some people are sitting there by their phone and they're like, is it going to be weird if I reach out to this person? But I can't help but want to reach out to this person. You could have ex partners wanting to reach out to you and they can't explain why. Like they almost can't explain why they want to do it. They can't explain this pull towards you. You seem to have this abundant, for some reason the word voluptuous is coming through, but I'm not like even just getting that about like your body or volume, like volume in terms of like volume in your hair, or volume like just this overall abundance that is coming through. Also, voluptuous volume starts with a V, so some of you could have names that start with a V, because we've got the victim as well. The V is really prominent, or like the letter V for some reason is prominent for me with this pile. I can't explain why, but V is coming through. Maybe someone whose name starts with a V wants to reach out to you and is really thinking about you very strongly. Another thing that I see that people are finding especially attractive about you right now is that you cannot be fooled. Like you literally are like a human lie detector right now. With the Judge card and the Seven of Swords in reverse, I'm really seeing that like you cannot be lied to. Nobody could gaslight you. Nobody could fool you. And that is super attractive to a lot of people. It's a really attractive quality in you right now. Like nothing goes past you. If someone tries to lie to you right now, like good luck. Good luck with trying to lie to you. Pile number 3. But nothing gets past you. Nothing gets lost in translation with you. Like you've such a sharp eye for things right now. Very earthy energy, definitely. Taurus is definitely standing out with this pile. So if you're a Taurus or Taurus rising, possibly even Taurus moon, but people from your past wanting to contact you, people that maybe you never really spoke to, even wanting to reach out to you. Some of you could have businesses that are doing really well, and you decided to start a business, and you're really invested in yourself. You're really invested in your own business, in your own even self-development. And a lot of people are seeing this and they're like, wow, some people want to know your secret. That's another thing, whether it's to do with your radiant energy and how you actually physically look, or whether you have a business, or whether you have some sort of, you've improved yourself in some sort of way. A lot of people want to know your secret. A lot of people want to know, like, how did he or she or they did it? Like, how did they do it? How do you achieve that kind of success? How do you achieve that kind of like progression? That's what I keep getting, like, oh, how did they do it? A lot of people are baffled because you've literally blossomed, and because there's a lot of this earthy kind of like blossoming, growing, like things growing out of the soil. I really feel like a lot of people have underestimated you in the past, and because a lot of people saw you in this victim energy, but in reality you're more of this judge energy, and a lot of people underestimated you, and those people that underestimated you are now baffled and amazed by how much you've grown, how much you've blossomed and flourished. Like, you have flourished, and a lot of people, even if you don't see this in yourself, you should see how a lot of, specifically people from your past, are like shook by how abundant you are and how much you've achieved. I think this is a pile who has been underestimated in the past, who was seen as maybe like a weaker link, but in reality you are like this empress, you're this, or emperor, whatever energy you relate to more, but you're this abundant, creative, like, I'm literally getting like, if you think of Gaia, or you think of like Mother Earth, you're giving me that, like, she's giving me Mother Earth vibes. That's this file's giving me Mother Earth, like earthy, but like abundant, because like, if you think about like soil and earth, like gardens grow, rainforests grow on earth, like you are able to create so much, and so many people underestimated your ability to create so much, and now people are like shook and amazed that that's actually the reality. But at the same time, they also see this warmth to you. They see this warmth. There's definitely a warm energy to you, like an inviting energy. So a lot of people are wanting, maybe you're already experiencing a lot of people reaching out to you and wanting to connect with you. But I feel like you'll be getting, so if you are not experiencing right now, I feel like there's going to be people trying to reach out to you. People that you didn't expect to reach out, people that you didn't expect to, try and get back into your life, because you're radiating this abundant, like you're radiating fertile energy. For some of you, maybe you're pregnant or something like that, and your people from your past are like gonna use the excuse of you being pregnant to like congratulate you, but like to get into a conversation with you. This is obviously only for some people. Take what resonates. But a lot of people almost are looking for an excuse to reach out to you and to talk to you and to see how you are, and to get like, people want to know your secret to this flourishing energy, to this abundance that you've created for yourself. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 3. Really interesting reading. I really enjoyed doing it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'm going to move on. If you like this, do like, subscribe and comment, especially with your feedback. But let's move on. Let's move on to pile number 3, or pile number 4. That's where we're at. Pile number 4, let's see what is going on. What is especially attractive about you right now? Let's look into your oracle cards. So we've got gray endings are inevitable, 37. We've got strength and resilience. We've also got chameleon spirit, and we've also got, is it Midas or miser? Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. And let's have a look at your tarot cards. I'm kind of laying all the cards out. We've got the 10 of Cups in reverse. We've got the Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and 10 of Swords in reverse. Endings is definitely a theme here for you, pile number 4. Like, some sort of ending that you turned into a blessing. Maybe some of you literally quit your job and you started a business, or you went into some sort of creative pursuit, and a lot of people are admiring that, and that makes you very attractive right now. Like your ability to, maybe some of you have been, that's a very specific message, but just like take what resonates. Don't, this is a general reading. This could be, some of you could have been laid off or fired from your job, and you took that opportunity to go after like a passion of yours, or something that you're truly passionate about. So you turned like something perceivably that could be a non-blessing into a blessing. A lot of you are creative right now. Currently, you're like in a creative flow, whether you're being creative with your entrepreneurial energy, whether you're being creative with a business, or you're being creative as an artist. It's something that's being really admired by people around you. People are admiring your creativity. A lot of people are admiring like something, like some sort of ending. For some of you, it could have been that, a relationship ended and you went and made the best, the best out of a bad situation. Like, even though a relationship ended, you decided like, hey, I'm going to go and focus on myself, self-love. And a lot of people are loving it. Some of you could have lost a job, and instead, instead of maybe like just going and finding another job that you weren't going to enjoy, you decided to go and, do something that you really love. You made a bad situation into a good situation. And it's really, really attractive. I'm also seeing a lot of you are speaking your truth right now. A lot of you are very honest with your feelings, maybe the way that you speak, maybe some of you have a platform, like whether you have a platform on Instagram or like TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is. A lot of the things that you say on that platform, a lot of people are resonating with, and it's really attractive to see someone be so frank, honest, and authentic. Authenticity is something that's coming through here. I think even if something that I'm seeing here is that you are very authentic about the issues that you face in life, about the problems or the imperfections that you experience. And that makes you very attractive, because a lot of people see that you show your imperfections very readily to the people around you. But at the same time, it's kind of like you're not the person, like, for example, on Instagram or wherever on their social media, you're not the type of person to just show the highlights. You're also show the difficult times. And you also explain that you are someone who goes through difficult times. And that is something that's very attractive to a lot of people and really causes people to admire you. You're someone who isn't afraid of being seen as imperfect. For some of you could, for some reason I'm getting like, you could literally show, because with the gray card here, I'm almost getting like some of you could have like gray hair that you dye, and you show your roots. You go, like, if you're going on a story or something like that, you show your grays coming out. You're not like afraid to show your wrinkles. You're not afraid to show whatever imperfections that we perceive as imperfections because of our society and how our society has raised us. You are not afraid to show that. And I think a lot of people are like, it makes people feel connected to you. And a lot of people, in fact, find it attractive. How you present your imperfections is very attractive because it shows your authenticity. I feel like some of you could really readily talk about the things that have hurt you in the past, or traumas that you have experienced in the past. You're very frank. You're very frank about like your setbacks as well. So if you have a business, for example, it could be that you have a business and maybe on your Instagram or something like that, you talk about your setbacks. You talk about like, even though I may seem like I have everything, this person dumped me, last week or something like that. You're able to really talk to people frankly, and it's like, I may seem like I have it all, but I don't actually have it all. I just live a normal life. Like, we all live a life with ups and downs. You're very honest about your ups and downs. You're very honest about your beginnings, endings, your peak. Like, you will also talk about your peaks. You will also talk about your blessings and your wins in life, because you think it's also important that people see that people that struggle can also win in life. And that's something, some of you could be some sort of like business coaches. Like, maybe you coach people in business, or maybe you're like a life coach or something like that, or maybe you're just on Instagram trying to help people see that not every, like, you know, just because you think everyone else is having a perfect life, and you're the only one that isn't, you know, it does not mean that that's the reality. You like to keep things realistic. That's another thing that's coming through. Maybe you're a really realistic type of person, and that realism really is really beautiful to a lot of people, and a lot of people are attracted to your realistic views on life, your authentic views on life. You're someone who shares secrets to success as well. Something about you, if you're successful in some sort of career or skill, you're not some, you know, the way there are some people that will become successful at a certain thing and they have like secrets that could probably help other business owners, could help other creators, artists, and they'll hoard those secrets and they won't want anybody to know about those secrets. You're the type of person to give out those secrets, to give people hints and little tips and tricks on how to have a better life. You are someone who doesn't see life as, oh, if I share my tips and tricks and another person becomes successful, I'll lose my success. You don't see the world that way. You see the world in a very, you know, the more we help each other, the better, the easier life would be. And I think that's very attractive to a lot of people. I'm also seeing some of you, if you're like a makeup artist or something like that, because I can't help but feel with Chameleon, you might have some sort of, the way that you dress, or there's something very colorful about you. It's funny because Chameleon makes me think of color, and then we've got this gray energy here, but I feel like the way that you express yourself is really colorful or vibrant. Or if you're like a makeup artist or a stylist, or just the way that you dress, people find it really attractive. Like your if you use a lot of pops of color or a lot of color in your dress sense, in your makeup, it's something that's really attractive to a lot of people. I'm being attracted to orange as well here, because we've got this orange with the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got this orange here. Green and orange are really standing out. So orange makes me think of the sacral chakra, of course. Again, creativity. You might be a really creative person. Maybe your creative projects are also part of what's making me make me think that like you're really attractive right now to a lot of people, because maybe your artwork or the creative artwork, so for example, it could be music. It doesn't have to be artwork. It can be anything where you put your creativity into. There's something frank and honest and authentic about the creative process that you have. That is also very engaging and very attractive to people. Your creative skills could be very attractive to people right now. It's like you're creative and you're someone who's inspirational or inspired, and you like to daydream, but at the same time you actually have a very realistic, very authentic way of viewing life, and a lot of people are finding that very attractive. But also you have this thing of like, hey, you know, everyone's imperfect. If someone, you know, if someone was to tell you like, oh my God, you're so perfect, I could never be like you, you would show them a way in which you're imperfect and show them that imperfections are completely okay. There's nothing wrong with flaws. You embrace your flaws. That's something that is definitely coming through here. You embrace mistakes as well. You embrace failure, and a lot of people find that really attractive. That you are not someone who shies away from making mistakes. You're not someone that shies away from imperfect projects, imperfect hair, imperfect looks. You're someone who embraces that, and in fact, that's something that, again, maybe you have a way of dressing that is really eccentric, and you don't care about like the latest trends, you don't care about the latest way of doing your makeup. You do what makes you happy, you do what makes you feel fun and excited, and that's why people find you attractive right now. So that's the energy that I picked up for you. Also, yeah, as I said, if you're a business owner or you have some sort of side hustle, that is something that's adding to your attractiveness right now as well. So I love that energy. Hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, do like, subscribe. Don't forget to leave some feedback if you feel like it, and I'm going to move on. So we're going to move on to pile number 5. Let's see what does make you especially attractive right now in this instance, as you're finding this reading. So let's have a look. We've got 43 spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. We've also got hibernation and regeneration. We've also got coyote. I can't speak right now. I've been talking all day today, doing readings, personal readings, and private readings, and YouTube readings, and my voice is just gone. Everything's gone. But we're powering through. This is my last reading now. Come on, let's get into it. Let's make this one a good one. Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. We've also got seeker. Thirst for wisdom, truth, wherever they are. And let's have a look at your tarot cards as well. We've got the Fool card in reverse. We've got the 7 of Swords in reverse. And we've got the King of Cups in reverse as well. Well, the first thing, and again, it's so funny because I always feel like pile number 5 always tends to be the most spiritual one for some reason. But like spiritual, there's different vibes to me of being spiritual. This is kind of like wisdomous. Like there's something very wisdomous about you right now, pile 5. The wisdom that you hold right now is very magnetic, very enticing to a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of energy of 7. We've got 4-3 here, which is 7. We've got 1-6 here, which is 7, and we've got the 7 of Swords. So 7 could be an important number to you. 777 could be an important angel number to look up. 7 is a number of number 7 is very spiritual to me. So your spirituality, I feel like you have a calming effect on people in this moment. Like right now, the way that you are progressing right now, the vibe that you have right now is very calming. You're able to calm people's thoughts. You're able to put people almost in a trance. A lot of people find you very wise, very evolved right now. You go with the flow. That's another thing that I'm getting. Something about you is really standing out. The attractiveness that you are presenting right now, how people are attracted to you, is because you go with the flow. And it's almost like people naturally want to go with the flow with you. See the way they're all holding hands here? I almost feel like, and with the detours card, I almost feel like if you were to think of one of these mermaids as you, and you're like taking other people on this journey to go with the flow with you. Like people are really wanting to follow that energy of let's just go with the flow and see where it gets us, rather than be controlling about our life. Something that's really attractive about you right now is that you're not trying to control anybody. You're not trying to control anybody's decisions. You're not trying to control anybody's life path. You're not trying to control anyone's behavior. You're just like, let's just see what happens. And you're not doing, with the Fool card being in reverse here, it's kind of like you've been on that side of, I almost feel like you've been on that side of things where you have been controlling. Like you have been controlling in your life. Maybe you have been even like overly controlling about your life in the past, but you're really seeing that going with the flow almost suits you better, suits your soul better. You feel more inspired when you go with the flow. You feel like you find better opportunities when you go with the flow. And yeah, you're just kind of letting the universe take you where it wants to take you. You definitely have a very chill energy to people right now, and it's very attractive. I'm also getting like this really funny energy of like a lot of people feel like you'd be really fun, or it would be really cute or really nice to cuddle with you. Maybe you give an impression of somebody who, like, it would be really nice to kind of chill or cuddle with you. You kind of come across as someone, the attractiveness that is coming through, it's kind of like you're attractive because a lot of people feel like being silent with you and not talking, just being with you in your presence would be really nice and really relaxing. There's something very wise about you. I definitely feel that even if you don't see yourself as someone wise, even if you don't see yourself as someone who inspires people to go with the flow and to chill and to just relax a little bit and let go, it's something that it's an effect that you have on people. I can't help but see that. You trust the universe to take you where it needs to take you. I'm almost getting this energy that a lot of people see you as a little bit of a teacher or a mentor, but not not a voluntary teacher. You're not a teacher or a mentor who decided to be a mentor or a teacher. You kind of lead by example. You show people what you do and they see it working, and so they want to try it as well. But you're almost like you're like a sleeping tablet to people. You're almost like a calming, you're like a calming tablet. You're like, in your presence people tend to feel relaxed. Like, if you don't speak to each other, like when people are with you, they don't need to talk to you. They just enjoy your vibe, your energy, your presence. I feel like a lot of people like listening to you talk about concepts, listening to you talk about just, you talk in a very calming manner, and you express your opinions in like, you don't enforce your opinions or you don't enforce your beliefs on people, but somehow, because you don't force things onto people, people want to follow, and people want to you kind of convert people to your way of thinking without trying to convert people into your way of thinking, if that makes sense. Your ability to convince, like, you can convince people easy. It's almost like if you wanted to be manipulative with people, you could, but you don't use that opportunity. Like, that I don't know if you know this, but I feel like you are so persuasive. You are so good at making people do what you want them to do. You are so good at convincing people of things that you could use it for bad, but you choose to use it for good, or you just kind of like, I feel like you don't have attachment to power, and that's something that's also very attractive in you. You don't have attachment to power. You have no attachment to controlling people. You don't have any attachment to pursuing like an ego-driven, you don't have ego-driven pursuits most of the time. Obviously, we all have ego, so at times you do, but for the most part, like, you would never try and make somebody jealous. You would never try and make somebody feel, you wouldn't, if you had an argument with somebody, you wouldn't stand there and wait till they said sorry to you before you said sorry to them. You're not somebody who cares about being in the right too much. You're like, okay, you want to be in the right? That's fine. Like, I believe my thing, you believe your thing, that's fine. And that's really attractive to a lot of people, because they see you as someone who is so sure of themselves, someone who's so aware of themselves, that they don't need other people's approval. Another thing that I'm seeing is that your voice is currently very attractive. Something about the way you speak, something about your voice is very convincing. Maybe you're a singer as well. That's something that's coming through. So maybe you are singing and people are noticing you sing, or they're watching you sing, whether that's in person or on social media. And a lot of people are attracted to your singing voice. Anyone that's heard your singing voice, I feel, is attracted to it. or maybe just your speech pattern, your accent could be really attractive. There's something about your voice and you using your voice very effectively. I feel like this group has a very well developed throat chakra, really prosperous kind of energy around your throat chakra, and you speaking just speaking your truth. You speak your truth without an expectation that people will understand your truth, but yet you speak it. You don't avoid talking about what you believe in just because another person might not agree with you. You don't have that kind of fear. You know you're protected in speaking your truth. And that's really engaging and enigmatic to a lot of people. I'm also, for some reason today in this reading, I'm getting a lot of letters. Like I was getting another letter for another group, but for you, I'm getting the letter E for some reason. So maybe the person who's like really attracted to you is person with a letter E, and their initials could be E, like their name could begin with E. For some reason, the letter E, maybe your name begins with letter E. I don't know why today I'm getting letters. I'm getting letters for some reason. So just, you know, if you want to take that, do. If you don't, let it go. Yeah, I just feel a very calm energy from you. There's definitely a calming, you have a calming effect on people, and that's really attractive to a lot of people. A lot of people see you in a very ethereal kind of way, very ethereal, but very comforting. You might even be a little bit eccentric, and people might even see you as a little bit eccentric or unusual. But that originality or eccentric, unusual vibe is really calming and feels really comforting, because in being your own eccentric or strange or unique self, you're helping people see that they can be their unique self. There's a fearlessness to you that is not like the Mars energy kind of warrior like fearlessness or bravery. It's a quiet kind of reserved fearlessness that people really enjoy right now. And again, doesn't mean that you're always in that state, but I feel like that's your energy currently. That's what you're portraying currently. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 5. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback. I always love hearing feedback. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.